Hello, we are back for another week. A little bit late, but that's what happens when you're busy like myself and Nick. Hello, everybody. Nick Ristovic. Mates, you're here. You're ready to roll. How are you?
Oh, yeah, mate. Well, when you keep me waiting for an extra 24 hours, the momentum builds, and I'm just raring to go today, mate. I'll tell you what. Footy's almost upon us tonight too, so I can sort of taste the beer already. Mate, I understand you've been living the life of a bachelor at the moment, and you look fresh. I'm surprised that the fast foods really, maybe it's the oil coming out in your skin, I'm not sure, but you're looking absolutely cherry ripe. So it was quite surprising, really. I figured you'd just be absolutely slobbing it up, mate.
Well, mate, I've just put myself together for this podcast because I knew there would be video involved. But it's a funny one, isn't it? And it bodes well into the quiz you're going to do a little bit later on. But I reckon when you're batching it, when your missus is away, you turn into a worse person. Like just little things in general around your life. Like I'm going to bed late. I'm watching Netflix till 1 a.m. I'm eating fast food. I'm not really getting up by 10 o'clock. Like all the things that I should be doing, I just go, there's no one to keep me in line. So I'm going to turn into a horrible person and embrace it.
And some would say that's living your best life, but others would say, hey, mate, question your life choices health-wise. But, man, sleeping in past 10. You never trust me, as a dad now, mate, I wish I'd slept in way more days past 10 a.m. in the morning because those days are done for me. So soak it up while you can, mate, including the KFC potato and gravy while you're at it.
What's been going on in your world? You've been watching the races over in the UK.
Oh, I have, mate. Yeah, my boss over here, James Aldring, the CEO of Perth Racing, is obviously from the UK. So him and I have formed a little bit of a healthy camaraderie at the office, just following all the form at Goodwood and Royal Ascot in recent weeks. And when you've got young kids who tend to wake up a lot at night time, as they're just dozing off to sleep and you're still wide awake at sort of 11 p.m. at night, 12 midnight, you sort of end up just putting on a bit of Sky One, mate, and just watching the Group 1 action there in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's been a bloody awesome week, mate, punting-wise and finding winners and just, watching the broadcast over there. I'm a bit of racing nuffy, as most would know, but that is racing at its best, mate. Absolutely fantastic.
I bloody love this. I'm being a degenerate at home at the moment, and you're being just as bad. You're up with the kids and you're punting at the same time. So, I mean, between the two of us, what a great bunch of guys. Now, mate, before we get into your Shit Bloke Quiz, which I'm really looking forward to today, what we're going to do over this potty is we're going to go over last week's betting. I think we both had a few little wins there. We've got our AFL multis for the week. We've both had a look at the racing for this weekend as well. So there's a bit going on in Pump Pals podcast, but I love what you've brought to the table here. You've texted me yesterday and you've just gone, Robbie, I've got something good for you. I want to do a quiz. This is new from you. I've never had you come to me and say you've got a quiz before, so I'm very excited about this, mate.
Mate, you've just built it up to be the biggest segment of all time. Could fall flat on its face here, but I know you're the quiz master, and the inspo for this quiz came about as you sort of look yourself in the mirror as a dad. You add a bit more weight to the kind of guy you need to be, Robbie. You know, you can't sort of get away with that shit bloke behaviour you would have in your mid-20s or your early 30s when you're just a bachelor out there. So that's a bit of a reflection on my own behaviours and being a good role model for my sons, and that's what made me think of the Shit Bloke Quiz. So are you a shit bloke? And I'll tell you what, many blokes would probably say they're not, but when they go through this quiz, you're probably firmly going to fall in the shit bloke category, mate. Ooh. Maybe not yourself. So let's have a look at it, shall we?
Let's go. I'm looking forward to this.
So the way it works is, obviously, if you answer in favourably, so you are turned to be a shit bloke, you're going to get a point for the question. If you're a good bloke and you answer as a good bloke would, you'll get no points. The higher the points, the shitter the bloke you are. So it's pretty straightforward, mate. And I expect raw and honest answers from you. I don't want any sort of protecting the brand name, Robbie. I know you're a media personality out there, but I want to get to the core here, mate, all right?
I love this. And can I ask, before you go through these questions, have you done this on yourself? Like, do you know on the scale of, 1 to 7, how much of a shit bloke you are? Or 1 to 8?
Yes, 8 being a great bloke is the scale. 5 to 6 being a good bloke. 3 to 4, run-of-the-mill, decent bloke. 1 to 2, shit bloke.
And you've dodged the question.
I am firmly in the mid 3 to 4 category, mate.
Mid 3 to 4.
A little bit of good, a little bit of shit, you know?
Yeah, bored at. All right, cool, let's do this.
All right, mate, you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. Did some deep soul searching here. Now, mate, before we get into question one, and I'm
Yes.
sure everyone out there listening can relate to this. In WA, the freeway is absolutely mental. Might take you an hour to get to work if you're driving a few K sometimes, mate. So we're not good at merging. And when someone does let you in, mate, and just gives you a sneaky position to merge into the traffic, this is a question for you, Robbie. Do you give the courtesy wave in the rear vision mirror just to acknowledge, thanks, mate, for letting me in? And if they're not really paying attention, do you do the overt out the window, on the window down, and give the courtesy wave? The obvious one. So 1 point if you do the rear vision mirror, 2 if you're out the window.
Double barrel question. I like it.
Yeah, mate. Bonus points.
Nick, I will say this. I'm a staunch believer in the wave. In fact, it's one of my bugbears, one of the things that makes me really, really angry when I let someone in traffic and they don't wave to me. So, yes. I am a waver from way back. It's something that I believe in. It's like a religion to me. I will definitely do the wave in the rear view mirror, but you might have stumped me here. I would not make an overtly obvious out the window wave unless it was really deserved. So I'd say that's an 80-20 split. So I'm going to say yes for the first part of the question.
Very good.
No for the second part.
Good start, mate. You're in the good bloke category already. And quick story, the other day I did merge onto the freeway. And I sort of put my hand out the window to wave to this lady who was clearly looking down at her phone to let me in. Maybe she wasn't purposely letting me in. She just wasn't paying attention. But anyway, I've waved the window down, given her a wave. She's pulled in the lane next to me, pulled right up to me. Well, what the fuck is your problem? I said, I was just thanking you for letting me in. So,
You've gone too far.
I think she was abusive. So I like a window down wave if they're not watching. But anyway, mate, that's 1 point for you. So you're off to a good start.
I feel like that's almost passive aggressive. You're going from a wave into like getting in her personal space territory.
It is a little bit, yeah. Like that's also breaking the law. I think. Don't think you're supposed to have your arm out the windows for kids listening at home. Don't do that. So number 2, mate. Do you? And I see this all the time, and it sends me irate, just like yourself with the previous question. Do you avoid red lights by cutting across a servo that's on the corner? You know, you just do the sneaky, pretend to go to the Bowser and just go straight across and beat the traffic or not?
I love this question, and do you know what? It's one of those things that I've considered many, many times in my driving career, but for some reason, I never do it. I don't know why. And do you know what? I respect someone who does it, but I never do it myself. So the answer is no.
You know why, Robbie? Because you've got the good bloke filter, mate. You've got you see the other guys taking the piss. You know you probably want to have a crack, but your conscience holds you back, mate. Which is why you've fallen again into the good bloke category. That's two out of 3 points for you so far. So this is looking pretty good and favourable for you so far.
Wow!
All right, number 3. Do you let those with only a few items at the checkout in front of you when you have a full trolley?
Jeez. Do you know? My answer to this is kind of, I can't answer the question directly, and I'm going to tell you why. In theory, I would say yes, but I never do it because I always go to self-serve. So I can't I can't claim a good bloke yes because I never do it. I like to think I would do it, but I don't do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a fair caveat, mate. We'll give you, I think default, we'll give you a neutral score there, meaning you'll get a point. But there are some old school supermarkets out there, i.e. Farmer Jack's, Spud Shed, that I frequent on my tight family budget, mate. And
he's old school.
No self-serve, brother. So you're lined up. They're whipping you through these checkouts. There's about 8 or 9 people in the checkout. Sometimes they're loaded up, and you know the old granny that's just got her Scotch fingers has just rolled in the basket, nothing else there, and you've got a whole entire week's family feed there's in the trolley. I've seen plenty of shit blokes literally just hang on, wait your turn sort of thing, just push the trolley in front and just snake it, mate. I just think to myself, like, where's chivalry is dead in some regards, mate. So yeah, that's where that one came from.
I love that. And so yourself, though, you never answered that. Would you let the old lady through, or are you going to make her wait?
Oh, mate, I'm just too nice in this situation. Like, I'll let people in with like 14 items. The wife will be like, where the fuck are you? You said you were at the checkout about half an hour ago, so I've just let 10 people in front of me through the express lane. So anyway,
you would be a really good bloke like that, I reckon, too.
Yeah, I know.
You're a sterling man.
Good bloke to this shop is shit bloke to my wife is waiting for me at home. All right, next one, mate. This is a tips versus slips punting question. Do you send out more winning bet slips or more tips? And forget the podcast. I'm talking about off grid.
Oh, 100% more winning bet slips. Tell them after.
Okay,
Tell them after.
Shit bloke category right there. We're taking the point off you already.
Yes.
We gotcha. We finally gotcha. All right, so far.
100%. I don't want to give people all my losers. And there's that whole thing as well. You would have this, Nick, when you own a racehorse. People crack the shits at you if you don't give them the tip when it wins, but they get in your face when it loses. So I just never give the tips.
Oh, mate, I'm with you. I'm firmly in the category of putting out more tips than slips, but there's nothing better than bragging about 100 to 1 multi that lobs, is there? You know, just keep your receipts. You just whack it up on the group chat, and all the other blokes blow up. Tips, not slips, you wanker. You last 10 tips, give me the shit. So, yeah, no, I'm with you. All right.
You're absolutely spot on there.
So far, mate, you're in the run-of-the-mill decent bloke category, which is a bit neutral for me. I'd like to see either land in the shit bloke category or really good bloke, so just lift, all right?
Okay, yeah, no mediocre here.
Do you give up a seat on public transport to the elderly or females as a default? Say you go on the footy. Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm going straight to it. Yes, I don't really need to give you an explanation. Yes, I do. Yeah, yes, I do. I feel like I'm a good bloke on that one.
Nice, well played.
Interesting. Females, yes, the answer is. Mm-hmm. But I reckon there's an age limit on there. If they're a teenager, then no.
Nah, if they haven't got kids with them particularly and they're young, I'm not really that chivalrous.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, okay, good. No, that's a fair answer, mate. Should have maybe a 1 and 2 point scale for that one.
Good
All
bloke.
females 2, 1 for just older females maybe. Anyway, number 6. Which AFL team do you support? If you support Essendon, it's 0 points. If you support another club, it's 1. No, you can't be putting them in there.
Come on, mate. I'm resilient. If I support Essendon, it should be 10 points.
All right, mate. Last question out of the total 8 points, and right at the moment, you're definitely sitting at about 5. So this could either elevate you into the better bloke category, or it could just leave you in the mediocre, just the safe category, which is a bit boring for mine. Last question. If you have forgotten the dog bag, and we've all been here, you're taking Banksy for a walk around the corner, the missus has told you 100 times, make sure you grab the dog bags before you go. You haven't quite reached the park, and Banksy's just dropped a few Barker's eggs there on the lady's front lawn. What do you do? 1 point for finding a way to remove the poo despite the bag, or 0 points for leaving it on the ground?
Oh, this is a tough question, and it really is one of those ones. What do you do when no one's looking? Don't you reckon?
Exactly. Is anyone watching? Looking out the front window or not? Yeah.
Yes, exactly right. If a tree falls in the woods and no one sees it, did it really fall? Look.
Are you more often likely to find a way to get rid of the dog poo, or are you more often just leave it and just bolt down the street and hopefully no one sees you?
I like to think I'd be more often likely to, find a way to get rid of the dog poo, whether it's ask someone for a bag or go and find one at the park or whatever. But fun fact about this, Nick, my dog Banksy, the dachshund, the sausage dog, he's not a away from home pooer. He's got the home ground advantage. So we'll take him for walks. He never poos outside of our backyard. Doesn't play away from home.
Wow, Banksy, that's elite. I mean, you probably would prefer he didn't shit on the old AstroTurf at the back, though. Really,
far out.
Go back to episode 21, I think, of the podcast, folks, if you want a nice little lesson on dog piss and shit on AstroTurf. But yeah,
oh God.
Wow.
But I'm going to say yes for that, mate. I reckon I'd be a good bloke, and I would try and find a way to do it if I can, whether it's a chip bag on the ground or something.
Boom, boom, boom. So everyone, Robbie has landed in the 5 to 6 point category, which puts him at a pretty good bloke, which is probably what I
Yeah. Pretty good bloke. Not a top bloke, just pretty good.
Nah, just above the average. You're a little bit above your age, but you're not sort of just letting 100 grannies through the checkout on the way through the shops, or picking up other people's dog poo.
I'm no Ned Flanders. I don't know what the scale under Ned is, though.
Yeah. So play the game at home. If you give yourself the old good bloke, shit bloke quiz at home, and if you land in the shit bloke category, just question your fucking life choices, would you? That's all I'll say.
I love it. Nice drive-by at the end.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Nice. All right, so enough about dog poo and picking up other people's dog shit. That's where we've landed in the podcast so far. We're getting into the punting action now, Robbie. And first we start with reviewing last week's betting, which, to be honest, was pretty frustrating for me. How'd you go?
Yeah. I had a cracking go at it. I had 2 punts. The first one was the Fremantle and West Coast Eagles Derby. I'll tell you, actually, do you know what? I had the worst day, the worst 2 days. So I had a cracking multi on the Derby. It was paying $5.30. It was a 7-legger. Mate, they all got up. Everything except for Shy Bolton. I had him for 19 plus disposals, which he does every day of the week. Yep. He had 18, and I don't know if you were watching at the very end, but in the last 3 seconds, the tap from the ruck went down. It was a ball up, and it went to Shea. And do you know what? I haven't gone back and watched the replay, but I reckon that got tapped onto his boot. So technically, there was probably that extra possession there.
You're on a steward's inquiry, essentially, is what you're asking for.
Yes. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you see it?
Of course, mate. I had him in my 10 for 20s as well.
Yeah, you
so
did.
I was riding him for 2 more, and to your point, he was going so badly at halftime. I think he had 6 possessions, and then he had like a flurry of 7 in like 5 minutes in the third quarter, and I was like, oh wow, he's sprung into life here in the second half. He's fresh legs from having that week off, and to your point, mate, it's just a classic multi-story, isn't it? It comes down to the last 10 seconds of the game, and that's how the cookie crumbles, right? It's just so frustrating.
It's so frustrating, man. Yeah, it's an absolute killer. I had the same thing in my other multi, though. That was the problem. So I did my Super Saturday shot, or Saturday Super shot. 8-leg multi was paying $5.43, so it's pretty good. And, mate, it was wow, man, 8-legger. Cripps 23, Walsh 26, all good. Blake Hardwick 20, Heaney, Oliver, Bont, Libber, they all got what they needed to do. But Archie Roberts needed 24 plus disposals. Third quarter, he just went missing. And so he ended up getting to 21 with a flurry in the end. He was going pretty hard in the last quarter, but he couldn't get to that 24 disposals. So I missed that 8-leg multi again by a leg, Nick.
And for those playing at home, there's nothing worse than when you support your team and all the other teams that you don't give a shit about all salute. And then your boy lets you down, Archie Roberts at 24. And he's not the first time he's cost us either, Robbie, I must say. Archie Roberts a few weeks ago, we had him 25 plus, and he ended up with about 18. So there's a few guys from that Essendon side, and I'm not going to single them out. McGrath's one of them. Archie Roberts is one of them. Merritt's one of them. He'll go to half back, or he'll have a run with roll and end up going under 20. I can't trust any of them, bar maybe a couple at the moment, like Roby and Durham goes pretty well for a 20-pluser, but they're not consistent enough, are they? And when you're getting blown up by 80 points, it's hard to kind of be consistent, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's when the consistency goes out the window. And to be honest, I'd love to go back and have a look at the scores from that game. But Hawthorn were kicking a lot of goals. Like, it's not like they were kicking heaps of points. And Archie Roberts especially will take a lot of kick-outs. It'll be him, Merritt, or sometimes McGrath. Yep. And that's where he racks up a lot of it. And because he wasn't getting those opportunities, it was just those extra disposals that weren't going his way and our way, Nick. Both of us.
McGrath's absolutely ruined me a couple of times like that too. He'll take all the kick-outs the week before, fluff up his numbers to be 25, 26. Doesn't take a single kick-out the week after, and he'll go 16, 17.
Yeah.
So
it's tough to stomach.
It is tough to stomach, and my bet was very, very similar to yours, mate.
Give us the rundown. How did your multi go?
Take 2. Jordan Dawson and DeGoey 20 plus. Tick. DeGoey got 20 in the last 30 seconds. He was running into an open goal in his milestone game. Kicked the ball. Almost went out of bounds on the full, to be honest, which would have been 19. But ends up scrubs one through for a behind and gets to 20 on the nose. In the Melbourne game, my Lord, man, they were so disappointing. Man, they haven't lost it all at home at the MCG all year, and they get rolled, obviously, in pretty dramatic fashion. Tommy Sparrow for 20, no problem, 25, 26. Jack Steele, 20 plus, banker, had 27, 28 posies. He's been an absolute revelation for them this year. I get to my 2 main men in Max Gawn, 19 posies against a weak Geelong ruck outfit. He looked all out on his feet late and sat on the pine for about 14 minutes of the last quarter, which was bizarre for me. I mean, the game was gone, but still, forgive the pun. And then Cozzy Pickett, this is a punting error by me. How did I forget Oisin Mullen for Geelong?
Yeah.
He's cooked me so many times this year, and I've bloody just gone, oh, yep, get on Cozzy. He's kicked 4 and had about 25 the week before. He'll be going 20. Well, he kicked a goal in the first 5 seconds of the game and then did absolutely nothing else. He had 14 posies for the game in a really ineffectual role for Melbourne. So those two let me down that game. And then your man, Shea Bolton, had him for 20. He got 18, whereas Murphy Reid for 20 pissed it in. So I missed 10 disposals combined across my 10-10-20s, which is kind of ironic, and 2 of those by 1 possession.
Ooh, rough.
So 8 from 10, mate, in the end.
8 from 10. That's not bad. Were you utilising any of the one-leg fails, money back or bonus bet sort of things? Because I haven't been getting many of them on my accounts lately.
Nah, you can only get them on. I mean, I am a degenerate. What am I talking about? Friday night, sports bet, you get them. Thursday night, you get them on laddies. Green Tab will give you Thursday, Friday night, 1 disposal less, get paid as a winner, which is even better than getting the 1 leg or any legs fail.
That's great, yeah.
Which I've been like really rolling in. But when you have those multiple game ones, mate, that's where they throw all the promos out the window.
Yeah.
You've got to really load up on a Thursday or Friday one only, and then you can get you any legs fail action. But most punters, mate, and we know it, they'll just put on one at 151 to 1, copied from the feed, and they're happy to lose. They just want their money back, and they'll have a 3 throw at the stump. So it's how you build and take advantage of those promos and build a kitties how you want to play it, mate.
That's a very good point. I do feel as well, having a look at an overarching view of the season, they're very generous with the bonuses at the start of the year. And as the season goes on, when we're all sucked in for the year, then the bonuses start to sort of peter out a bit, which is fair enough.
And they sort the weed out from the shaft too, mate. If you're in a reasonable ledger and you're not losing much or not winning much, they're probably not going to throw much at you. But when you're pretty profitable is when they start loading you up with deposit matches. So it's funny because I worked in wagering for a long time. Mates would come up to me, oh, mate, have a look at this. Got a $200 deposit match. What'd you get? Oh, yeah, you're no good. That's why. So, I think you might be no good, mate. I just don't say anything. Oh, good on you, mate. Yeah, you're awesome. Yeah, deposit the whole thing and lose it tomorrow night. That's fine.
There's a very good reason that's happening, buddy.
So,
buddy,
anyway.
old pal. Oh, well, speaking of which, mate, I don't know if we're getting any deposit matches, any one-leg fails, and you get your money backs this weekend. I certainly won't because I'm doing a Saturday Super Shot. Have you had a look at this weekend, and do you have a multi for us?
I got 2, and
Got 2?
I'm going back to an old formula that, let's just be honest, mate. When you've been to the well a couple of weeks in a row and you've been let down, you go back to what you know. And for me, that is an old-fashioned head-to-head multi with the teams that have a bit of skin in the game and the ones that don't. So launching into it very quickly, you've got the Cats to beat Geelong. I think the Cats to beat the Collingwood Magpies. I think they're going to prove way too good for them. And I think they're $1.70, which to me is just crazy. They beat Melbourne, who are an undefeated team at the MCG the week before. They hold no fears about going there and winning. Freo to beat the Bullies, very short. Swans to beat the Saints, $1.47, free money. Thanks very much, Saints. Heavily overrated. The Hawks to beat North and the Lions to beat Carlton. It's about $4.20.
Love it.
And I boosted, and that's going to be my saver for the whole weekend. So punters at home, get your $10 on a head-to-head multi. You're going to ride it out for a couple of days. But with those short price favourites and a couple in there that look pretty juicy at the odds, I think that gets up at about $4.20. You're technically playing with the house money then on a couple of others. So the other one I'm going to throw out there is the 10-20s. We're back again, Robbie.
Hey!
We're looking at the taggers, mate. We're trying to learn each week what is the correct formula, and we're going for the teams who look to dominate the other teams. So I'm looking for players in teams that are $1.30, $1.20, $1.10. And the first one of those is 1 leg in the Freo game. Murphy Reid, 20+. The Ross Glendenning Allen medalist from last week. He was a leg. He'll get 20, no problem.
And Murphy's just signed up this week, by the way, for another 6 years, 2032, Nick, so you must be pretty happy about that.
Draft steal that, man. Absolutely chomping a bit, mate.
He won't perform this week, though.
No, stink it up. I guess I put him in the 20s. Chad Warner, 20. Garcia for the Saints, 20. And Snake Blakey, 20. None of those guys will let me down in any of the 10-20s I put together so far. In the Hawthorn game, Connor McDonald has been very, very good. High 20s most weeks. 20+ for him. Ward, who's just sneaks by the radar a little bit, 20 for him, and Jai Simpkin, who's playing more midfield minutes. He's at 25 or plus the last couple of weeks. He'll have him for 20 plus 2. And then last but not least, the last 3 legs, Jagger. Obviously, Jagger Smith I'm referring to. He was in my multi last week. Had 27 or 28 for Carlton. Very good. McCluggage is back. They're going to build some fitness into him, so I expect him to go through the midfield for the Lions, 20 plus. And Zachy Bailey, the contract man, 20 plus for him. So, Murphy Reid, 20. Chad Warner, 20. Garcia for the Saints, 20. Snake Blakey, 20 plus. Connor McDonald for the Hawks and Ward, 20 plus. Simpkin for the Roos, 20 plus. Jagger Smith for Blues. McCluggage, 20 plus. And Bailey, 20 plus for the Lions. 10 players, 10, 10, 20s. All 20 plus, $7.62 or $8.15 boosted if you've got a little boost in your account there, mate.
We might need to try and get the sting for that song as well.
Rack City.
So. Rack City, because, mate, that is your trademark now, and I love it from you.
Well, if I hit one, it will be.
I'm just flipping through now, and Hugh McCluggage has been an interesting one this year. He's obviously, he was out for a bit with injury, wasn't he? But I look at his last 5 games, and you're right, he is back, because he got 23 5 rounds ago. But then he went 3 in a row, which were really low, like 13, 16, 13. And up to 29 again last week. So he's an interesting prospect at the moment.
He is, and they've talked about how they need to build a fitness base for him in the lead up to the finals, really test him out in Hayden Young sort of style. So that's what leads me to think, despite Ashcroft and all these others going through there, they need a fit and firing Hugh McCluggage as that X-factor player. So forget about playing him forward on limited minutes. He needs to go through there. And he stepped back in with 29 last week and a goal to your point. And Dane Zorko, who's had the entire season off, just a lazy 34 on his second game back as well. So the Lions are back, mate. Don't worry about them. They're all 20 pluses. Just put the bloody lot of them in if you want to.
Yep, love it, love it. I mean, with that midfield, they usually do go. And I've always said, mate, it's the Lions, it's the GWS who are going up and down at the moment, but they're a good possession team, and the Bulldogs, who you really want to go for when you're betting on possessions. Like when those 3 teams are playing, you know you're going to get your disposals in general.
Yep, exactly. Look at the teams, look at the matchups, look at uncontested possessions and the numbers they rack up, and that high handball game that the Lions do break zones with. You're right, mate. They do rack up some really high numbers, which is why they're quite short in markets 20, 25 plus. So you've got to load a few of them in there to get your value. But anyway, super shot, mate. The punters love these, and I've been following you, and I reckon you do, man. So what do you got for us?
Yes, thank you very much, Nick. Saturday Super Shot, as we said, missed out by a leg last week. It was an 8-legger. Week before it got up. So, I mean, I'm doing all right at the moment. This week, once again, we're going a Saturday Super Shot, 8 legs. That's over 4 games. So, going to start off with St Kilda and the Swans. So, 2 legs out of this game. Isaac Heaney, 25 plus. He is dominating at the moment. I know a lot of people speak about Chad Warner, and Warner is in this multi as well, but I feel like Isaac Heaney is the number 1 midfielder going through that team at the moment. And even with Errol, who's on the comeback trail pretty hard, he was amazing last week. I think Heaney's got him this year. Going forward, Goulden will probably take that mantle, but right now I think Heaney's the man. So 25 plus for him, and Chad Warner 90 plus fantasy points, which I like. It's a good market, fantasy points, Nico.
It is, mate. Yeah, it is. And you don't have to rely on the goals and things. They can do it in other ways. So I'm with you. I think just quickly on your point, Heaney's the grunt man who wins the ball. Warner and Errol Goulden are the guys on the outside of the polish, I think.
I think I agree with you there 100%. And I tell you what, mate, with fantasy point betting, the reason I like it is because if you get a midfielder who is a little low on possessions, but they can nail a couple of goals, you can still get your points there. So you get 2 bites of the cherry in a way. So it's quite
tackles.
Good. A couple of tackles, few marks, whatever it might be, anything to rack them up a little bit, and you might be all right.
So that's your 2-legger on Saturday, $1.78, kicking off at 11.05. That is the St Kilda Saints versus Sydney Swans for your first 2 legs there, mate. And you're moving into Hawthorn and North in the afternoon.
Correct, mate. Yep. So Hawthorn and North, I'm taking 2 legs here. Blake Hardwick for 20 plus. He's doing that most weeks at the moment, which is really good. And Nick Watson, I've got him for 3 plus goals. And get a load of this. I've just looked at his last 5 games, right? He's kicked 3, 3, 3, 5, and 3. So not only is he consistent for multiples, but he's going 3 plus on a weekly basis. So I love getting him in there against North, who, to be honest, don't have the most amazing backline in the world. Like, I don't know who would play on Nick Watson, and I reckon he kicks 3 or 4 this week.
Mate, 1,000% he will. And he's still a chance for the Coleman too, by the way. He's making a late run, isn't he?
Bloody oath, and especially when you're playing teams like Essendon last week and kicking 3, then North this week, he could be a chance. Port Adelaide and GWS is my next leg. Jason Horn Francis, 16 plus kicks. I'm not going total disposals for him. Kicks he's really good with. And Harry Himmelberg, 15 plus disposals. He was actually a guy I loved for 20 plus a couple of years ago. He was really racking them up. He sits well around the 15 possessions now, so he's good. And the final game for this 8-legger, mate, is Will Ashcroft, 30 plus. Doesn't really need much in the way of explanation there. Zach Bailey, 20 plus. We love that Brisbane midfield. That's 8 legs. It'll get you 19.25, so a decent payer. Chuck a tenner on that, and you'll be living large if it gets up.
Yeah, mate, we can all pick the $5-6 ones, but you just need 1 in 19 to get up there in front, mate, don't you?
Watch this space, my friend. And the other thing that we're looking at this weekend, because, horse racing is back in a big way. Belmont's flying. Over east, there's a bit going on as well. So, mate, you've got the Belmont Bolter this week. What's going on?
Well, mate, you're right. As we both would know, this week you've done a bit of coverage on it. It is the end of the current racing season. Willie Pike obviously took out the Australian Jockeys Premiership. Michael Grantham over here in WA took out the Metro Trainers Premiership just ahead of Team Williams. So we now quickly turn to the new season, and we're watching some of these horses on the East Coast go around on the weekend, including Cosmic Crusader, who was, of course, a Group 1 winner here in the Northerly during the spring last year in Perth. And he went over there with a lot of knockers, and he went to the worst part of the track and absolutely brained him at $3.80. So that was pretty exciting to see him go around, and he looks like he's set for big things. But anyway, we look at it home on the weekend. We've got the feature race, the National Jockeys Association Stakes, and it's a day where we celebrate jockeys and obviously honour those who have had bad injuries and are no longer with us, unfortunately, Robbie. So with that said, some really good horses coming back for these races, as I said, now trying to build to long preparations into the Pinnacles at Ascot, which kicks off in October, Ascot Racing Carnival. And I've got the Belmont Bontum Bolter, mate, which is which is a 3-legger. In Confidence is a horse I tipped on SEN a couple of weeks ago in the last race. It absolutely shitted in at 380. I've got it to place here in race number 2, number 5 in Confidence. To win at $1.65. Race 7, number 1, Captain Pluto on Pike. A horse has been in much better races. It's $2.10 for the place. First up is 3 wins from 6 first up efforts and hasn't missed the money in any runs at the track. So very confident there. The top weight, Captain Pluto, to place in race 7, horse number 1. And then a horse that I've got a lot of time for, especially when the track's a bit soft, is Simon Miller's Berry Blast. It came shanghaiing down the outside last start. It loves a bit of give in the ground. Simon Miller's given it a good spruik on the radio this week on SEN, and I think it wins race number 5, Berry Blast. So race 2, number 5 in Confidence to win. Race 7, number 1, Captain Pluto to place at $2.10. And race 5, number 5, Berry Blast to win at $2.50. Gives you $8.80 for the multi, and that's the Belmont Bolter.
Beautiful. I love that from you, mate. The Belmont Bolter sounds like an absolute ripper, and I'm getting on that straight away. Because one thing I will say is last night you sent me a multi from the Goodwood, and I was like, yes, I'll put that on. But I didn't get my timing right. But by the time I went to put it on, the first race was already done.
Yeah, mate, it was probably good you didn't, because one of the legs didn't salute, I think, in the end. But the 2 that were in there, the first 2 I had for the place, one at $7.50 and the next one at $5s. But a quick story about the races before we go, because we are talking about horse racing. I was backing a horse at Goodwood a couple of nights ago. It was the second favourite in the race. It took on a $1.80 shot in the race, and it was about $3.70. Anyway, they jumped from the box, from the gates, for horse, and there's a riderless horse in this race. So anyway, it was just comical, mate. So anyway, I'm on the second favourite. The favourite's on the rail. The riderless horse comes from the back of the field down the straight, drifts into the horse that's in front, which isn't the horse that I've backed, completely takes it out of the race, and my horse just goes, thank you very much, Bushka down the outside, $3.80, wins by 5 lengths, and it was about the most arsey thing I have ever seen. The horse was no chance that I'd backed, mate. It was definitely running the bridesmaid, but this riderless horse just did all the work for me. So You know when that's happening, that you're having a very nice time of things on the punt, interstate or internationally, mate. That's for sure.
That's unbelievable. And you owe someone, I don't know, a bunch of flowers or something. A jockey somewhere for not getting on the horse.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, that jockey that fell off the horse, bad luck for you, but good fortune for me.
That's gold. Mate, I've got the happy birthday horse triple, by the way. So August 1 is the birthday of all horses across the world. It's a big day, and I did notice at race 8, Belmont this weekend, it is the happy birthday horse's 1,600 metre. So I thought, you know what? August 1, to celebrate, I think we might have a little bit of a box trifecta to celebrate horses. Yes. And incidentally as well, August 1, as you said, is the start of a new jockey and trainer season for the premierships. Willie Pike actually won 3 premierships this year. It's quite unbelievable. He won the Australian Jockeys Premiership. He won the Australian Metro Jockeys Premiership, so he beat James McDonald there, which was amazing. And then he won the WA Metro Premiership. So, mate, what a year for William Pike.
It just continues, mate. It's just almost like clockwork with Pike, isn't it?
It is.
It just wins
like
everything.
clockwork.
And no one makes a fuss about it other than us hardcore racing people, but he's at the top of his game, mate, isn't he? He's just an absolute legend. And he wins us a lot of money, too, in the last, doesn't he?
He does.
Generally.
Yeah, and you're right though. We're so used to him winning everything that we barely blink an eye. That's 16 WA Metro Championships or Premierships for him now. It's ridiculous.
Crazy to think he'd be at the top of his game for such a long time.
I know.
But welcome back to the racing game, Robbie. Good to see that you're settling a new season. You check back in. You're back into the form, and you're going to give us a trifecta, which I'm bloody excited about.
Yeah, box try, and obviously great minds think alike, because my tip for this race is Berry Blast, which you had there, which love it. CJP, Simon Miller. It's going to be a good chance, I think. I also like Bell Journey, which has Pikey on. Statewide, Parnham Horse, and Proportrait. Jade McNaught. Love Jade. Absolute champion. So, yeah, mate, I like the look of that. I'm going to take that as my happy birthday horses box trifecta. Berry Blast, Bell Journey, Statewide, and Proportrait.
Yeah, I love that. Berry Blast, obviously, in race 8. I like it. And a box trifecta for those at home is just when you box them in, that they can finish any order. And the more money you put on, the better percentage of the exotic payout that you get for a trifecta. So if you've got $10 and you box 4, you're going to get about 42%. $20 will obviously get you 88%, and then a full dividend's probably $23, $24 for that full 100% payout. So you're hoping for the roughest horse of that trifecta to lob, Robbie. And then that's when you're going to get paid a nice little chunk of change, mate, which for you at the moment, just looking at your tips, Bell Journey's $9.50, which would be a nice result for you. Statewide is $10 for the Parnhams, and $12 per portrait, $18. So if the 12 lobs at $18 and you get a couple of those other ones at $2 for the place, you're going to get paid a couple of hundred, I reckon, which is a bloody good result.
That'll be a big tick. And as you say, mate, that gives us some play money for Sunday as well. So that's always fun.
I'm sensing a live stream for the main race at Belmont on the weekend, mate. We might jump on the blower and watch the race together and get your live reaction to see how your betting result goes, mate.
Not a terrible idea at all, mate. Not a terrible idea at all.
I think I've got to get better after the quiz, surely.
Now, mate, I think that pretty much wraps us up for the week. Oh, other thing I wanted to throw out to you real quickly, because we didn't do Hero of the Week this week, but there was just one dude I noticed on, I think it was Thursday or Friday night's coverage. When did Collingwood play? Last week? Thursday.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
So Jordan De Goey played his 200th game. And there was a big hoopla after, deservedly so. But one thing I thought was really funny, and I've noticed a few F-bombs that have dropped during the broadcast coverage this year. Darcy Moore did one at the start of the year. Collingwood again, surprise, surprise. Mitch Cleary dropped a ripper as well, the journalist, when he did a retake and they accidentally just forgot to clip his F-bomb out of the start. And Jordan De Goey's best mate was being interviewed by Howie. And I'll just play this for you because I think it's a good F-bomb quality.
I went to school with Geordie. Very good man. He's been up and down, but he's good.
Just couldn't help himself. Collingwood through and through.
God, that's very Leo Lombard, isn't it? Just dropping the F-bomb.
It really is.
And our man Leo, he's dropped the F-bomb again at Petrarca this time. He dropped it and he got drafted, remember, on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. And he's going with the F-bomb again. So he's got prize, Leo.
Do you know, I've been thinking for a while we need some sort of award for the pod. Maybe it's the Leo Lombard Award. Dropping F-bombs.
Yeah, it could be. I think we need a Leo Lombard, just a segment dedicated to those who accidentally drop a bit of fruit on live on air. I've been known, as you know, Robbie, to occasionally just get a little bit below the line there with a few flavoured words there, mate, sometimes live. But, you know, that's just me, mate, really.
You might be a Leo Lombard Award recipient at some point.
Yeah, might be nominated for sure. The other guy was the Kennedy, who ran a Australian track record time in the 100 metres as well, just missed out on the line at the Commonwealth Games.
Huge. Wasn't Richo loving that?
Oh, mate, wasn't absolutely flying. So he was good. And, mate, I think that's probably the only ones I can think of, really, who've been outstanding this week. So, yeah, a couple of late noms there.
Love that from you. Love that from you. Mate, on that, I think we might wrap it up for the day. It's been a great pod. Plenty of good tips there and heaps going on again, mate. Until next week, enjoy and happy punting.
Happy punting. Good luck. Gamble responsibly or don't gamble responsibly. Completely up to you.
But the disclaimer's there. See you, mate.
See ya.